Hey Wagwan, this is Kerri-Ann from Kerri-Ann's Cravings. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I make my pigtail pilau. Now, pilau is a traditional rice dish of the French West Indies, and I'm just going to be showing you how I make my version of it. So subscribe now, stick around, and let's get started. So I'm starting out with some freshly washed pigtails that have been cut into 1 to 2 inch pieces. So the pigtails are sold into long pieces, so you definitely want to cut them into bite size for this recipe. So now that our pigtails are cut up, they're ready to move on to the next step. So we're going to go ahead and boil these to remove majority of the salt. So we're going to boil them for 30 minutes, then throw off the water, then boil them for another 30 minutes. So now that we've finished cooking our pigtails, we're going to go ahead and allow this to cool for a few minutes, and then we're going to season it up. So I'm adding my custom seasoning blend, which is going to make our pilau even more flavorful. I will link the video of how I make this custom blend in the description box for you. I'm going to follow that up with some all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to add some carrots. I'm going in with some onions. Some fresh tomatoes. I'm adding some scallions. I'm going to throw in some fresh garlic. We're going to add some browning to give it that beautiful caramelized color during our cooking process. And I'm going to follow that up with some ketchup, black pepper, and some soy sauce. So now we're going to give this a mix to combine everything and then set it aside for a few minutes. So this is what your pigtail is going to look like once it's seasoned. How beautiful is that? We're just going to set this aside for a few minutes so we can get our oil heated and get ready to cook our pilau. So now I'm going to heat up my vegetable oil on a medium setting for about 2 to 3 minutes, or until it's nice and hot. So now that our oil is hot, we're going to go ahead and add our pigtails to our pot. Now, once you've removed all the contents from the bowl, just set it aside. Do not wash. We're going to use it a little later on. This smells so good. So we want to go ahead and have these sear for about 4 minutes so we can lock in those delicious flavors. So you want to stir our meat occasionally during the searing, because you want to make sure it's not sticking or burning, because we certainly don't want burnt pigtails. So now that we're finished searing our pigtails, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step in our cooking process. We're going to go ahead and add our pigeon peas. Now, I'm using the one from the can because that is my choice, but you're more than welcome to use the one that you have to cook. Just add some garlic to the water and cook the peas for about an hour, and then you can add them to the pigtail. This is perfect. This is exactly how we want it to look. So now we're going to go ahead and add our pre-washed white rice to our pot. Please note that I said pre-washed because we're not using unwashed rice when we're cooking. We're just not doing it. It is not our ministry. So next I'm going to go in with my coconut milk. Now don't worry about having to write everything down. I'm going to list all the ingredients and measurements in the description box just for you. Now let's give that a stir to combine everything. So remember when I told you to place the bowl that you seasoned the meat in aside? So now we're going to add some water to it and swirl it around a little bit and then pour it in so we can cook our rice. So now we want to give everything a stir just to make sure that everything is combined and before we move on. Next I'm going to add some butter and then some fresh thyme to make our pilau even more flavorful. So next I'm going to add my Scotch Bonnet Pepper. I'm just going to allow it to float on top while the pilau cooks. Now I'm not going to cut into it and I'm not going to slice into it because I don't want the heat. I just want the flavor from the skin of the pepper. So we're going to leave our pot uncovered and bring this up to a boil on medium heat. So once our pot starts to boil, we're going to increase our heat to high and allow this to cook until all the water has been absorbed. This will take about 8 to 10 minutes for all the water to evaporate or get absorbed into the rice. Please resist the urge to stir the pot. Do not stir the pot. We want to allow this to cook undisturbed, and then we'll move on to the next step. So once all our liquid has been absorbed, we want to go ahead and cover our pot and allow this to simmer and cook on the steam for 5 minutes. And there you have it, folks, a pigtail pilau. And this is the dry version of the pigtail pilau. You can remove those woody bits of thyme because we already extracted all the flavor that we needed from it. You can just extract them from the pot. And feel free to remove the pepper as well, just to make sure it doesn't burst, because we certainly don't want that. As always, I want to thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me today. I hope you will give this recipe a try, and as well as give this video a thumbs up. Until next time, my friend, one love and stay blessed.